Hi guys, in today's video, I'm going to do relaxing games. Living in a world that honestly never stops could get really tiring, and finding those calm moments could be rare indeed. And in this video, I'm going to give you my recommendations for stress-free games. Now, I want to preface this by saying these are games that I actually play when I'm stressed. They're not just in a list to be in a list. Also, I am going to cover games that do have gameplay. Wow, that's kind of weird saying it like that, but you know, it's not going to be visual novels or sims like that. Now, high octane adventure games like Dark Souls or whatever, I am aware that some people like those games to calm down, and if that's you, then go for it, have at it. But for me, it's not any games that offer a real big challenge, because I like to stay away from that when I'm stressed, because we all know life itself is the biggest challenge. All right, back to the calming video. That was pretty dark. Grab your cup of coffee or whatever you drink in the morning. Yeah, I know mine says hot stuff because facts, and let's relax to this relaxing list video. First one on this list is probably one you would recognize, and that is Zelda Tears of a Kingdom. This game is just relaxing in its core. It adds challenge while not being too challenging, and it lets you go at your own pace, which is something I always welcome. So if you want to tackle a temple or just lounge around and explore the world, it's all up to you. And I know that Zelda Tears of a Kingdom boasts an open world that could sometimes be overwhelming and overstimulating like Starfield, but the open world in Zelda is really good and calming, and it doesn't feel like you have to do everything all at once at the same time. It's very relaxing. The music is very ambiance too, so you're not going to hear any banging Zelda tunes, but you are going to hear some nice ambient sounds that are sure to relax you. For me personally, I love to delve into this world when I'm stressed. I like to do some collecting, and I love to experiment with the cooking as well. And I also love to do some exploration and see different things that interest me, and just enjoy the overall vibe, and do some experimentation with the Koroks too. Those are pretty fun. Poor Koroks though. There are enemies in this world that are really hard, so they're easy to avoid, but if you want to go into a fight, you can. The shrine puzzles that are scattered across the world requires some sort of problem solving rather than quick reflexes. So if you like puzzle solving, then Tears of the Kingdom is for you. I would admit though, some of the shrines are really hard, so either A, you could get out and try again later, or B, look it up in a guide. No shame in that. Ultimately, Tears of a Kingdom succeeds in providing an immersive open world experience that invites players to relax, explore, and savor the beauty of its environments. And it is my game of the year actually, so yay, highly recommend. Now, if you're not new to this channel, then you'll probably roll your eyes at the next pick, but that is Atelier games. All of them, pick one. There's one you might like. All of them are very relaxing, and I love the Atelier series so much. In case you haven't noticed. So I wouldn't go wrong with Ryza. There's Sophie 2, there's the Dust trilogy, and the newest Marie. So you can take your pick on which one you want. They offer a very relaxing experience. A lot of people say it's a slice of life type of game, and it's true. It feels like one because it's just so relaxing, and you just get to bond with the characters and just go on your adventure. There's no high stakes or philosophical thinking of what life is. These games just bring on joy, in my opinion, and it relaxes me so much, especially in the alchemy. I could spend hours just cooking up alchemy stuff all day, every day. And Atelier games have gameplay in this game, but it's nothing too hard or too crazy, so don't worry about that. And you can also tailor the game for you. If you want to do it on easy, then do it on easy, or if you want to go hard, there's a hard mode as well. The combination of delightful aesthetics, low stress gameplay mechanics, and a focus on creativity and exploration creates a uniquely relaxing atmosphere that sets it apart from other RPGs. And as you know, I'm a huge fan of the Atelier series, but okay, let's get on to the ones that I recommend if you're new. Now, I do have a video called Intro to Atelier if you want to check that out to get a more in-depth look at the Atelier series, but for this video's sake, I would just recommend a few if you want to start with it. I recommend with Atelier Ryza, Ever Darkness, and The Secret Hideout. Number one is because this was my first gateway into the series, and number two, the trilogy is very awesome. So after you finish this, you could go to number two, and there's a third one. I just don't know where the case case went, but I'll find it later. Anyways, the Rise of trilogy is the most popular trilogy and it's the most recent one. Well, not the most recent one, but it's still pretty recent. Oh, and then there's the recent Atelier Marie, which is a remake of the first Atelier game. It is really relaxing, but it's kind of different from the more modern Atelier games. Please take a look at my intro to Atelier video for more in-depth analysis on what to do first. The next game is my current obsession, and that is FaeFarm. Now, FaeFarm literally came out of nowhere and surprised me because I wasn't really looking into the game. Like, I did see videos and stuff about it, so I knew it was a game that was coming out, but I wasn't really gonna pick it up. But then I picked it up and it's so addicting, guys. It's just so addicting. The gameplay loop is just amazing and it's very, very relaxing. So in this game, your protagonist picks up a bottle that says send help to this island, and when your boat capsizes because of the whirlpool, you land on said island, and then you're tasked with managing the farms. But that's not only it with this game. There are gameplay mechanics when you go into the mines, when you're trying to get copper, ore, silver, gold, and all that stuff. So it's not a traditional farming sense in a way, and there's also magic in the game. Your character could wield a staff with different power-ups depending how far you get into the story, and oddly enough, for a farming sim, the story is pretty solid. Nothing too big, but not just like, oh, your old grandpappy left you a farm, here you go kind of vibe. There's actually an ongoing story, and even when you're finished, there are still tons of things to do. I'm really addicted to this game, honestly, and it's very, very relaxing. So you also get to customize your little house to your heart's content, and if you have enough money and resources, you could actually level up your house. Now, there is something that I really don't like, and that is it really limits you on what you could put on the walls. So you could put stuff on the walls that are facing forward, but not to the side, and I just find that infuriating. It's just free wall estate right there. Why can't I put anything on that? Oh, and another thing is this game has online multiplayer if you want to play with friends, and it's cross-platform. So if your friend has it on the Switch and you have it on the PC, you guys can still play together, which is very, very convenient, and I'm glad they put that function in this game. So if you want a nice cozy adventure with your friends, then FaeFarm is for you. Now the next one on the list is Rune Factory 3 Special. This is a remake of Rune Factory 3, and it's now released on the Nintendo Switch. Now this is a bit similar to FaeFarm, but to be fair, Rune Factory 3 did it first. If you guys don't know, Rune Factory 3 is a long-going series that kind of combines farming with RPG elements that focus on dungeon crawling, exploration, and of course, farming. A significant portion of the gameplay involves farming, tending to crops, and raising animals. You also have the freedom to design and personalize your farm and house to your liking. And while combat is a component of the game, it's not too demanding on the players. So if you don't want a combat experience at that moment, you could just relax and tend to your farm, and vice versa. Now there are story moments where you kind of do have to go outside, and the combat itself is very basic and simple. You're not going to be inputting some Bayonetta kind of combos or anything. It's mostly just a hack and slash kind of vibe. And true to any Rune Factory game, the main focus is the town that you're in. Your protagonist usually has amnesia, and they kind of have to learn the ropes from the villagers. Some villagers are very nice, while others are very hostile, to say the least. But it's really fun and relaxing to get to know these villagers and foster relationships. Now, this is not a full-on review, so I won't go into the nitty-gritty of the game, but it is honestly a really relaxing experience. And yes, you could pick your favorite waifu and start a home and have kids down the line. The next game is another marvelous sleeper hit, and that is Silent Hope. Like the name says, it came out of nowhere and a lot of people didn't know about it. So I'm here to share it with you guys, and it's actually a very relaxing game. Now this game is a RPG dungeon crawler. So apparently this princess cried so much she turned into a teardrop, which wow, that's a lot of crying, and her kingdom has been sunken down to the abyss. So she requires help from 7 heroes, and that's where you start. Now you get to pick which hero you want, and you actually get to swap them throughout the dungeons too, and they each have their own gameplay mechanic. And there's also this hub world where you could craft different items, weapons, grow crops, make food for your adventure, and things like that. Now, why I put this game as relaxing? Because I just like to go to town on enemies when I want to relax. Please tell me I'm not the only one. But Silent Hope really scratches that itch between very calm and cute and very action-packed as well, because the characters are in their chibi forms and they're so cute. I'm really enjoying this game, and it's honestly a hidden gem because it just fell under the radar to most people, so I hope I'm doing it justice. And it's actually very relaxing, not gonna lie. Now in my last list video, RPGs for beginners, I put Pokemon, but I forgot to mention one just for this reason, and that is for Pokemon Legends Arceus. This game is the most coziest Pokemon game ever. It is so cozy and relaxing. Now this game is kind of a sequel and prequel at the same time. I won't get into the specifics of that, but it has a very addicting, catching mechanic. The story is very good. Not the best, but the best in Pokemon standards, so there's that. Now this game is a semi-open world because it does have loading zones, but you're free to explore and interact with the Pokemon. I just love to go exploring and gather more data for the Pokédex, and it feels very naturey because you are in the past, so there's not really any big cities, and you really feel like you're in this Pokemon's environment. So I know everyone and their mom knows about Pokemon, but I just wanted to put this on this list because it is literally so relaxing. So I highly recommend Pokemon Arceus. And a side note, the shiny encounters are really high in this game. Like, I got 2 shinies. Now for the next game, let's get that rhythm on because I recommend Theatrhythm Final Bar. I finally have a rhythm game representation in this video. Now I really love rhythm games. I don't often show it enough because I talk about more RPGs, but I love me some rhythm. For those of you who don't know, this game is where you play every Final Fantasy music in rhythm form, and also Square Enix music, which if you guys haven't noticed, Square Enix's music is always top tier, S tier, and the way this game is formatted is you get cute little chibi forms of every Final Fantasy character, and it's kind of like an RPG in a sense because you level up as you go, but basically you have to hit the notes, go up and down, but they offer different difficulties from easy, mid, hard, ultra hard, gigantic hard. It can get really hard. For me, playing through familiar melodies and revisiting beloved characters and settings can evoke a feeling of comfort and relaxation. So if you're looking for a game that gets you out of your comfort zone, lets you relax and just enjoy music, Theatrhythm is for you. If not that, then maybe Taiku no Tojin. That one's a pretty solid game as well. Not gonna lie, I see a lot of cozy game lists really don't go into the rhythm game genre, and I'm just like, why? Music always hits that brain with the good stuff. I don't get why it's never on anybody's list. Anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Also, let me know what you like to do when you're trying to relax, whether it be a video game or a book or a movie. I would love to know that as well because we're all stressed out, and maybe recommending your stuff could help someone in the comments. Who knows? We're all in this lifeboat together, so let's ride it as smooth as possible. If you like this video, then hit that like button. I would appreciate it. And if you like my content and would love to see more RPG goodness, then smack that. Wow, that was a big smack. Then smack that subscribe button. And remember, life is hard and very stressful. Do take the time to self-care and take care of yourself. Be gentle to yourself, and don't be afraid to reach out for help if you need to. Peace.